Now on CoastTV News.
The rain we were hoping for, we got overnight. A good soaking for many. We could see a little more later today, and then a big late week warm up on the way. I'll tell you how toasty it gets coming up.
Pause for weed stores. That's the situation there in Georgetown. We'll show you how a simple ordinance reading led to a hold on regulating marijuana businesses.
Baltimore's channel is back open, the effort it took after the Key Bridge collapsed months ago.
Bridge plans in Fenwick Island, what DelDOT is proposing for traffic upgrades and safety in that town.
This is CoastTV News Today.
And welcome to our 6 o'clock hour. Good morning. I'm Matt Pensick.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Paige Marley. It's Tuesday, June 11th, 2024.
And Paige, we've had some concern over the dry conditions over the past couple of days, so perhaps some of that early Tuesday morning rain will turn some of that brown grass back to green. You know how I like brown grass.
Because you don't have to mow your lawn.
She
exactly.
knows me so well.
I get it. Yes, for sure. But those of you who like a green lawn are probably celebrating this morning. We are going to bring in First Alert meteorologist Bob Trihey. Now, Bob, the rain might not be over. We might see it again this afternoon.
We might, and that rain definitely is good. My front lawn is brown, just the way Matt likes it, and then my backyard I'm seeding, and I'm hoping it didn't all wash away. But my front yard is happy, and I'm sure your lawns are as well. As we had that soaking rain overnight, you can see the radar replay with the thunder we had to about a quarter to a half an inch of rain, and some places picked up a little more. But now we're starting to clear out. That rain has moved offshore, and we're looking at a good-looking morning. Still some moisture back to the west today, and it will be a cooler day as well. And we're seeing temperatures in the 60s, even upper 50s in Delmarava and Salisbury, but 63 in Bethany Beach, Rehoboth 62. And our winds are coming out of the north and northeast, so that's a cooler direction. So temperatures will be a little cooler today as we're in the 60s this morning, and I think we will increase the clouds by noon. We're in the low to mid 70s inland areas, 60s at the beaches, and with the sea breeze front, we could be looking at some isolated showers and thunderstorms as we go into this afternoon, and then they'll die down this evening. UV index today brought to us by Ocean City. It's an 8, very high. Burn time is 15 minutes, so take care in the sun, and we'll be in that very high range, 9s through the rest of the week into the weekend. The higher SPF, midday shade, limit time outdoors, and try to avoid the sun late morning and early afternoon.
Thanks, Bob. New this morning, Laurel police say they've arrested 2 14-year-old boys. This was after a property check at the Holly Brook Farms apartment complex. Now, according to police, on Monday, this was around 1 a.m., while patrolling that area, the boys were seen loitering, and police say they recognized them from prior criminal investigations. One boy had a loaded gun hidden on him with a scratched-out serial number. The other one had marijuana. Both were arrested. Both are now facing several charges. Police say this is also the first time they've been able to use the town's curfew ordinance, even though it's been active for over 20 years.
Milford police detectives are investigating a shooting that happened early Sunday morning. They say this shooting happened near the Brightway Commons apartment complex. It was around 4:35 a.m. on June 9th, and according to police, a 37-year-old man arrived at Bay Health Sussex campus in a private car with a non-life-threatening gunshot wound. Anyone with any information on this is asked to call Milford Police or Delaware Crime Stoppers.
Yeah, developing news out of Georgetown to tell you about. That's where they are attempting to establish recreational marijuana stores. It hit a snag on Monday. The town had drafted an ordinance to allow these type of stores, and they had a first reading scheduled, but it's like they'll have to do that part again.
Yeah, Georgetown Council voted to redraft its regulations for retail marijuana stores. But exactly what's going to be changed, that isn't quite clear just yet.
Heading into this meeting, the plans stated would limit the number of state-licensed retail marijuana stores within town limits to 2. Mayor Bill West said these requirements would likely limit those businesses on the highway, not downtown.
Now, the architecture of the building, it must be consistent with the surrounding area. Town councils debated changing the store opening time from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m., which is part of why the ordinance is being sent back for some more revisions.
Also mandating a distance that these stores must be from schools, daycares, rehab homes, and churches. That was also reviewed. But the marijuana products that can be sold are state regulated, and users still have to abide by state laws. Yet again, people on both sides were passionate at this meeting.
We're trying to do something here in Georgetown that I'll tell you what, I know we want to be the first. I'd rather be the last.
She was undergoing severe chemotherapy. This was prescribed to control the nausea and increase her appetite. Without this, she was down to 95 pounds.
Mayor West says suggestions from the public are encouraged in the ordinance as it is redrafted.
Now, we'll have to go through a first reading again before this can move on to a second reading and then possibly be adopted. But compared to other towns in Sussex County, Georgetown has gone against the grain on its stance of recreational marijuana. There's outright bans in Rehoboth Beach, Dewey Beach, Fenwick Island, Bethany Beach, and in South Bethany. Lewis has had discussions, but nothing there has been decided just yet.
This does bring us to our Coast TV poll. We're asking, what benefit do you see from marijuana businesses?
49% of you say you see the local revenue benefit. On the flip side, about 40% of you say you see no benefit of them. 8% of you say medical use. I believe this changed, still constantly changing in the last hour, is jobs. That's just 3% of you. No matter what you're thinking, go ahead, scan that QR code right there on your screen. You can also vote on coasttv.com/vote or, of course, on our mobile app. Happening today, DelDOT still working to fix 5 points. The roundabout that finished up was not the end of all that work. The focus of today's open house is on the 5 points transportation study. It's the big document on the malfunction junction, as it's called. DelDOT says that people attending that workshop will receive some insight into the results of the 2023 study, as well as the upcoming project schedules. Staff will also be there to discuss the study and answer your questions. This is all taking place today at Cape Henlopen High School cafeteria from 4 to 6.
Baltimore's Fort McHenry Channel fully restored. According to the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, the channel was restored to its original operation dimensions, 700 feet wide, 50 feet deep. It's for commercial maritime transit through the Port of Baltimore. This is after the collapse of the Key Bridge on March 26. About 50,000 tons of bridge wreckage have been removed from the Patapsco River so far.
After years of discussing what should be done to this bridge in Fenwick Island, DelDOT officially has a plan in mind to make these changes a reality. According to DelDOT, they plan on making a new 484-foot bridge. This will be a wider bridge. It'll include a shared-use bike lane shoulder. DelDOT is also planning on improving Bennett and Dukes Avenue by adding sidewalks on all 4 corners of that bridge. One local we spoke with in Fenwick Island thinks these are great changes.
I think of emergency situation, the bridge does need to be a bit larger for emergency vehicles, also for safety for traffic.
And DelDOT's hoping to start all of these changes in the fall of 2025.
Next week, the Food Bank of Delaware will hold a mass drive-through food distribution for those in need. This will be at the Dover Motor Speedway, and it will be on Tuesday, June 18th, running from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. On-site registration is available, but pre-registration is requested to help speed up the process. You can do that online, and recipients must also be able to show that they live in Delaware. Game 2 of the Stanley Cup Final between the Edmonton Oilers and Florida Panthers was tied at 1 after 2 periods, and in third, the Panthers score 3 times. They got 2 goals by Evan Rodriguez in getting the win and a 2-0 lead in the series. We'll have more on this game, including some chippiness in the first period. That's later on Coast TV News Today. Secretary of State Antony Blinken is in the Middle East this morning, meeting with Israeli leaders and top opposition figures. It's an effort to bring about a ceasefire to end more than 8 months of war in Gaza. Began when the Gaza-based terrorist organization Hamas brutally attacked Israel.
And all of this is coming after the UN Security Council passed a ceasefire proposal Monday. NBC's Alice Barr now shows us what's to come from negotiations and what could happen if these talks fail.
This morning, Secretary of State Antony Blinken in Israel meeting with opposition leaders, including retired General Benny Gantz, a key centrist who resigned Sunday from Israel's war cabinet. Gantz accused Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu of mismanaging the war and failing to set a plan for Gaza's post-war future, something the Biden administration has been pressing for.
In the absence of knowing what you're going to do post-conflict in Gaza, it's just a recipe for permanent insecurity for Israel.
Secretary Blinken met yesterday with Prime Minister Netanyahu, who has still not publicly backed a ceasefire proposal the U.S. wants and Hamas has not approved. If ceasefire talks fail, NBC News was first to report the U.S. is discussing making a unilateral deal with Hamas to release the remaining American hostages, negotiating with Qatar without Israel, according to 2 current and 2 former senior U.S. officials.
My number one priority as Secretary of State is to ensure the well-being of Americans who are in harm's way anywhere in the world.
The family of American-Israeli hostage Hirsch Goldberg Poland backing a separate U.S. deal.
Whatever it takes to get everybody home, we support.
It all comes amid new details of the Israeli military raid that rescued 4 hostages. New video showing the moment Israeli officers found 3 of them. In the middle of a refugee camp, the mission that brought them home to their families, costing the lives of 274 Palestinians, including 64 children, according to the Hamas-run Gaza Health Ministry. In Washington, Alice Barr, NBC News.
The United Nations Security Council has passed a long-sought resolution and endorses a U.S.-backed ceasefire deal. It's a 3-stage plan aimed at ending the war, returning the hostages, and reconstructing Gaza.
We're just getting started in the 6 o'clock hour of Coast TV News Today.
Coming up, the Ocean City Boardwalk Tram celebrating another birthday. We'll tell you why the mayor there says those vehicles are so important to the identity of the town.
Also, J1 student support, how the Delmarava community is coming together to support J1 students during the summertime when they need help the most.
And Milton moves on traffic improvements. We'll tell you when work will begin on an always stop at a very busy intersection. All that and more as Coast TV News Today continues.
Friday, June 14th. Hold on tight. The 34th annual bathtub races are making a splash on DSN. Sponsored by Matt the Carpet Guy. Tune into Coast Life for a live pre-show at 4 on DSN. Then watch the bathtub races from 6 till 8 on TV or the DSN app. Join us for this local tradition, the Berlin Chamber of Commerce Bathtub Races, Friday, June 14th, live. Coverage begins at 4 on DSN, followed by the races from 6 to 8 on the Delmarava Sports Network and the DSN app.
I can't get enough of your love. I can't get enough of your love.
Delmarava's classic rock, Big 107.7. No strangers here, just friends you've not met yet. With an outside patio and inside charm, Irish Eyes Pub and Restaurant Milton is a local's favorite on the banks of the Broadkill River. Irish Eyes Pub and Restaurant Lewis, gorgeous views, free parking, and the best happy hour at the beach, with room for everyone. And for a truly special event, go no further than the Lewis Room at Irish Eyes. The panoramic views, in-house chef, and professional team will make it easy to plan your next event. Find out more at irisheyespub.com.
Oh, porches. Hello, aren't you the guy I see on TV, the porch protection guy?
Yeah, I would say.
So they're made of marine grade materials that last for years?
Yeah, I would.
And they say I could use my porch all year round?
I think so.
And they keep the dirt, pollen, and rain and wind out? And the custom made right here locally?
They are.
I got to run, but it was really nice talking to you.
Well, it was nice talking to you too.
Call or visit porchprotection.com for your free quote.
We're seeing sunshine out there at 6:13 on this Tuesday morning. Just a few hours ago, it was rain. Rain's gone. Now we have cleared out, seeing the blue skies, and temperatures are a little cooler inland areas, seeing some upper 50s from Salisbury to Delmar, 60 in Georgetown, 63 Bethany Beach and Rehoboth at 63. So maybe a light jacket out the door as we have a northeast flow, and that will keep us a little cooler. We've cleared out for now, but there are more clouds back to the west. I think that will build in as we go through the day, and we could see an afternoon shower storm. So heads up if you're on the golf course. I gave it a fair putt today because it is still a little wet out there and the afternoon storms are possible. Otherwise, sun and clouds and 77 degrees.
Changes heading to one busy intersection in Milton this week. Now, weather permitting, work will begin on the intersection at Harbison Road, Chestnut Street, and Shingle Point Road. This will be on Wednesday. It's in order to encourage drivers to slow down, increase visibility, and reduce the number of accidents there. DelDOT will be adding an always stop and pavement markings, and work should begin at 9 a.m. Also this Wednesday in Milford, there is going to be some restrictions at Route 113 and Airport Road and Northeast 10th Street. It's the area we're showing you on your screen. Crews will be installing new crosswalks and upgrading traffic signals. Work there is expected to last until mid-September.
Southwest Airlines' newest investors are calling for leadership changes. Monday, Florida-based company Elliott Investment Management took a $1.9 billion stake in the Dallas-based carrier. Then, in a letter, the firm said Southwest's poor execution and leadership's unwillingness to evolve the company have led to disappointing results for shareholders. The Supreme Court has agreed to hear an appeal from Facebook. It's related to a massive data breach that the social company had. In 2019, Facebook agreed to pay just over $5 billion to settle charges with federal regulators over the scandal. But investors have argued that they didn't disclose enough about the damage actually caused by that breach. Still ahead this morning, J1 student support, why it's so urgent the community come together to help J1 students during the upcoming busy summer season.
The clearing trend continues after the overnight rain, seeing a mix of clouds and blue skies on the Boardwalk Plaza Camp. 63 in Rehoboth. Pretty nice day, a little cooler, maybe an isolated storm later. A big warm up late in the week. We're talking 90s. Your forecast details coming up in 2 minutes.
We're Coast Country, and we're Delmarava proud.
Are you ready to advance in your career and work for a company that you can count on? Count on AMIC to offer weekly pay and work schedules that fit your lifestyle. Matched 401k to prepare for retirement. Even earn paid vacation. Count on AMIC to offer on-site health care to save you time and money. That's right, access to a doctor's office while at work at no out-of-pocket costs. Are you the next one to join our team? Visit countonamic.com to apply today.
Wow.
You just don't have any of those moves in your body.
I don't have any of those moves.
AGT, tonight on NBC and Peacock.
Tuesday, the legendary Celine Dion in her first TV interview about the health scare that drove her from the spotlight.
What was happening to your voice when you were trying to sing? It's like somebody's strangling you.
See it all Tuesday, only on NBC.
Septic system issues can lead to backups in your home and costly repairs if not addressed immediately. When buying or selling a property, a septic inspection goes hand in hand. A septic system in good working order is important for the property's value and the occupant's health.
At Pam Price and Associates, we have trusted McMullen Septic Service for our Delaware inspections for over 18 years.
For over 70 years, people have trusted McMullen Septic Service for all their septic needs. Because your business is our business.
The weather is brought to you by Spicer Brothers Construction. Born here to serve here.
As I get older, I was getting a little off balance. Got recommendations for baths by Spicer Brothers. I love my shower. It's perfect for me. My favorite part was probably how quick and easy it was. They came in the morning and they were done by afternoon. I definitely wanted the grab bars. They also put the seat in, which was very nice. The wand is good, especially if you're sitting. So much safer to get in and out of now. It seems like my showers are quicker that way. So it's perfect.
Time is 6:18, and we are showing you a live look high above Laurel here. A great shot there. It encompasses a lot going on. You got the sun coming up. You got some of that steam from those early morning showers. It was pouring around 2 a.m., Bob, but not the case now.
Yeah, boy, that much needed rain. That is just exactly what the doctor ordered, Matt. We really needed those showers, and good timing through the overnight while many of us slept. Well, some of us drove to work, but we had some of the fog out there, some of that steam you were alluding to as well, and rainfall totals that were pretty impressive. In fact, I think it felt like we had more than a quarter to half an inch of rain. It was coming down pretty hard. 4,800s in Seaford, Harbison, 4,300s, just shy of 4/10 for you in Georgetown. Rehoboth a little over a quarter inch and a little less than a quarter inch of rain in Lewis and Dagsboro. But now that rain is gone, it will be a cooler day with a northeast wind. 77 today, 82 Wednesday as we start our warm-up. Thursday, 87, and Friday is the hot day, looking at 92. And then a cold front swings through. We cool it off a little more as we go into Saturday and 85. Right now, it is cool out there. Some upper 50s showing up near Delmar and Salisbury, 63 Bethany Beach and Rehoboth, 16 Georgetown right now with Milton at 61, and our winds are coming in out of the northeast, light inland, but a little stronger along the coast, so that will keep us a little cooler. Here's our radar replay the last few hours. You can see how we're seeing these showers and thunderstorms moving on through, and yeah, they were brought definitely copious amounts of rain, and that continues to move offshore now. We are clearing for a little while, but there are more clouds farther back to the west. We have high pressure building in from the Great Lakes, so the flow around that high is coming in out of the northeast, so that will keep us a little cooler today. And here's Futurecast with temperatures in the 60s this morning. I think we will see those clouds fill back in a little bit as we go into the afternoon, with 70s inland, 60s and 70s at the beaches, and highs only into the mid-70s, some upper 70s possible a little bit later. And the sea breeze tries to develop, we could see an isolated shower or thunderstorm this afternoon and evening. Otherwise, we dry it out, and it gets pretty cool as we go into Wednesday morning, with temperatures into the mid to upper 50s inland, a little warmer at the beaches. And then your Wednesday, I think it's a little warmer, upper 70s and low 80s, maybe a spot shower, but mainly dry at that time. Here's our muggy meter. We're keeping it comfortable today and tomorrow, but we start to move it up Thursday into Friday, and Friday is the humid day, and it's going to be an impactful day because it will be hot. Feels like temperatures Thursday afternoon mid 80s, and then feeling like low to mid 90s as we go into Friday. You want to take care for sure on that day. Paul Davis 7-day forecast. You can see we're cool today, that isolated shower or storm, and then starting to step up those temperatures through the 80s Wednesday and Thursday. 92, some late day storms Friday, and then the weekend looking good. 85 sunshine Saturday, looking good for Father's Day Sunday, and 82.
Bob, thank you so much. For the rest of the summer, local businesses and volunteers will spend every Monday morning at an expanded food pantry at St. Edmund's Church. It's for temporary J1 student workers who help staff places like Funland and other shops, and now they can get free food and toiletries. Volunteers have said they were inspired to start this after learning that some of those students went 3 to 4 days without eating sometimes. The students tell CoastTV it's a wonderful welcome and albeit a bit of a culture shock.
People are really nice. In the morning I got out of the house and people was greeting me like, good morning, how are you? And yeah, it feels strange sometimes, but I think I'll get used to it.
And that pantry is open 10 until noon on Mondays. That's through the end of August.
Milton Town Council continuing to look at affordable housing options. On Thursday, the town will hear a presentation on a housing plan. However, this will be in regards to the specific role that builders and developers play in this issue in Sussex County. That meeting is slated for June 13th at 4 p.m.
Still more to come this morning. Ocean City Tram celebrating 60 years in operation. What Mayor Rick Meehan says this vehicle brings to the coastal town.
The UV Index Weather Report is sponsored by Ocean City Tourism. Somewhere to smile about.
Turn your dreams of a perfect kitchen into reality with That Cabinet Store, where a dedicated team of designers will bring your vision to life. Whether it's traditional or European, kitchen design is our specialty. And we can get your fully customized kitchen cabinets installed in as little as 4 weeks, semi-custom in 10 days. And if you're looking for new countertops, we offer quality in-house fabricated countertops. Dream today, designs for tomorrow at That Cabinet Store, located with Matt the Carpet Guy in Selbyville and Salisbury.
Join us for the June 10 event going on right now at Preston Ford. When the tent goes up, the prices come down. We have a wide selection of over 900 Ford models available for immediate purchase. During this sales event, you can save over $8,000 off the MSRP of select 2024 Ford F-150s. Shop with us online at PrestonFord.com and we'll deliver it to your driveway today. Find your dream car during the June 10 event at Preston Ford. Remember, cars cost less in Preston.
When you're close to the land and the sea, you can taste the goodness. The historic Lewis Farmers Market brings farms closer to tables. Meet the growers, talk to the people that milk the cows, and pick the perfect peaches. Organically grown fruits and vegetables, sustainable meats and eggs, A2 dairy products, artisan breads, and fresh local seafood.
The historic Lewis Farmers Market is in the park every Saturday from 8 to noon and at Crooked Hammock Brewery every Wednesday from 8 to 11:30 a.m.
Milton is now sharing a guide on rehabilitation and construction in the historic district. The Historic Preservation Commission will be holding a meeting today to share a guide that outlines how properties can go through rehabilitation in a way that preserves Milton's architectural and historic resources. The guide was first published in 2017, but the town made some revisions this month. And if you can't make it to this meeting, that updated guide will be on the town's website.
Turning back time in OC, this year the town is celebrating the 60th anniversary of the Boardwalk Tram. And here's a look at one of the earlier trams. The tram's been a part of Ocean City's memorable boardwalk since June of 1964. And Mayor Rick Meehan reflected on the boardwalk staple in a statement saying, quote, "Our boardwalk trams have been a cherished symbol of Ocean City for 6 decades, embodying the spirit of fun, relaxation, and tradition," end quote.
The railroad era is on display now at the Rehoboth History Museum. A 1910 scale diorama depicts a time when guests at the former Bellhaven Hotel could walk out onto a fishing pier. This was before the iconic Dolly sign existed and mansions there and horse pastures. They are who had a front row seat to the ocean. A reception is planned for the exhibit coming up on June 20th. It's at 5 o'clock. Admission's free, but you are asked to register ahead of time because there is limited spots, so make sure you email to reserve your spot.
We bring back First Alert meteorologist Bob Trihey, and if you're heading to the beaches, really on either side of the peninsula, just should keep an eye out for rain at some point.
Yeah, but if it does rain, it's not going to be to the degree like we saw last night. That was a steady, heavy rain. This is just a spot shower storm that's possible as we go into the afternoon. Chincoteague and Assateague, you're looking at times of clouds and sun today. I think lower 70s is your landing spot for highs in Chincoteague and Assateague as well. Waves around 1 to 2 feet. Rip current risk is low, but UV index is high. Have that higher SPF sunscreen. Fenwick Island and Ocean City, you're warming into low to mid 70s with that spot shower. 3-day forecast on the Bayside for Cambridge, upper 70s today, but look how you're warming through the 80s Wednesday and Thursday, upper 80s Thursday. Chrisfield a little cooler, 70s today, and then lower 80s Wednesday and Thursday, and then the summer warmth Friday, but then cooling down for Father's Day weekend. Much more in your forecast coming up in a few minutes.
Bob, also coming up after the break, Trump probation interview. What happens for the former president ahead of his sentencing that's meant to aid the judge's decision?
The jury in the Hunter Biden case will continue deliberations today. We'll tell you how each side made their final case.
And some progress after the collapse of the Key Bridge in Baltimore. How much wreckage was brought out the water so that channel could reopen. CoastTV News Today will be right back.
Friday, June 14th. Hold on tight. The 34th annual bathtub races are making a splash on DSN. Sponsored by Matt the Carpet Guy. Tune into Coast Life for a live pre-show at 4 on DSN. Then watch the bathtub races from 6 till 8 on TV or the DSN app. Join us for this local tradition, the Berlin Chamber of Commerce bathtub races. Friday, June 14th, live. Coverage begins at 4 on DSN, followed by the races from 6 to 8 on the Delmarava Sports Network and the DSN app.
It's whaler season at Taylor Marine Center. Enjoy summer savings on the unsinkable legend, Boston Whaler. Taylor Marine Center has unprecedented inventory, factory incentives, and year-end savings on Montauk's Vantages, the newly designed Dauntless, and the offshore classic Outrage. Taylor Marine Center, with 2 award-winning locations to serve you in Milford, Delaware, and Ocean City, Maryland. Visit Taylor Marine today, your whaler season dealer.
Meet the Compass Memory Care at the Lodge at Historic Lewis. From front door to back porch, every inch is thoughtfully and intentionally designed with your loved ones in mind. Our signature New Directions program combines proven methods of care with innovative and individualized approaches that engage and empower our residents every day. We're here to support our residents as well as their loved ones because caring for those that are deeply forgetful is challenging. Schedule a personal tour of the Compass Memory Care today.
Welcome to Sea Level Designs. Come visit us for an extraordinary selection of nautical gifts and decor for your home. Choose from thousands of coastal home accessories, including pillows, accent furniture, lamps, indoor-outdoor rugs, wall decor, and so much more. Whether you live by the beach or just dream of ocean breezes, we have something for everyone in every price range. Be sure to follow us on Instagram and Facebook to keep up with our constantly changing inventory. Sea Level Designs, open year-round in Bethany Beach.
Now on CoastTV News.
The rain we were hoping for overnight, we got for sure. A good soaking for many. We could see a little more later today and then a big warm up as we go latter part of the week. We're talking 90s. And it does get toasty, but how long does it last? I'll let you know coming up in just a minute.
Murder investigation, one taking place here in Ellendale. We have the update on that. Also another one in Millsboro. It was part of a violent weekend in Sussex County.
Hunter Biden's trial is heading towards the end as we await now the verdict from the Delaware jury on the felony gun charges.
Back open in Baltimore, the work done to get ship traffic flowing again after the collapse of the Francis Scott Key Bridge.
This is CoastTV News Today.
June 11th, 2024. Good morning, everybody. I'm Matt Pence. Good morning, Paige.
Good morning. Thank you for joining us. I'm Paige Marley.
6:30 as we make our way on this Tuesday morning.
Yeah, not too bad of a Tuesday morning. Maybe you heard some rain. Maybe it woke you up a little bit. But, you know, that could be a common theme no matter what time you're sleeping or napping today. Could see that rain coming back our way. So to explain some more, we have First Alert meteorologist Bob Trihey joining us. Bob, nothing to really be scared about, though. Just could happen.
Right, absolutely. And guys, we were talking about this earlier, how we had the rain coming down and the steam coming up from the road. So it was kind of tricky travel a few hours ago with that rain. But now that's gone. Maybe some lingering fog or steam around some of those roads or farms. So watch out for that. Otherwise, you can see how that rain moved through. We had some thunder and lightning as well. Nothing severe, but good to see that soaking through the overnight hours. But now it's clearing out, but I think it's temporary. There goes the system offshore. But we have some clouds farther back to the west. We have high pressure building in and the flow starting to come in out of the northeast. So we'll be a little cooler today. And out the door right now, it's in the 50s and mid 60s. There's a northeast wind that will keep us a little cooler. So here's Futurecast, 60s this morning. And then I think the clouds fill back in as we go into the afternoon. And with that northeast wind, could see a spot shower or thunderstorm into the afternoon and evening. And then that quiets down around sunset. Here's your ferry riding forecast from Cape May to Lewis or vice versa. 60s early on and then into the 70s later this morning into the noon hour with a light northeast wind, and watch out for an afternoon shower or storm.
Thank you so much. One man is now back in Delaware after being extradited for shooting and killing another man last week. This was before 11 a.m. on June 4th. Police responded to a shooting in the area of St. Thomas Boulevard. Troopers say 19-year-old Malachi Waters of Millsboro is the suspect. Officers say they found a 26-year-old man shot. He later died at the hospital. After shots were fired, DSP says Waters then drove away from the scene. Shortly after that, troopers stopped the car in Delmarava, Maryland. That's where Waters then tried to run away but was quickly arrested. He now will be charged with first-degree murder and possession of a firearm during the commission of a felony.
This morning, efforts will continue to find the suspect after a 17-year-old girl was shot in Ellendale Sunday afternoon, and she later died at a hospital. According to Delaware State Police, this was at the Ellendale Community Center on North Old State Road. Troopers were called there at 4:30 p.m. They say a fight broke out. One person pulled out a gun and fired several shots. Also, a 19-year-old man was treated for non-life-threatening injuries from that.
Happening today, DelDOT is still working to fix 5 points. That roundabout that we were looking forward to, well, some of us, I should say, wasn't the end of the work. Now, the focus of today's open house is on the 5 points transportation study. And that's the big document on what some call the malfunction junction. DelDOT says that people attending the workshop will receive some insight into the results of the 2023 study and the upcoming project schedule. Staff will also be there to discuss the study and answer your questions. It's all taking place today at Cape Penlopen High School cafeteria from 4 to 6.
Baltimore's Fort McHenry Channel is fully restored. It's according to the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. The channel was restored to its original operational dimensions of 700 feet wide, 50 feet deep for commercial maritime transit through the Port of Baltimore. And after the collapse of the Key Bridge on March 26, about 50,000 tons of bridge wreckage have been removed from the Patapsco River so far.
Jury deliberations have begun in Hunter Biden's federal gun trial. The case represents the first time a sitting U.S. president's child has been on trial.
And last week, President Biden said he would not pardon his son if he's found guilty. Reed Binion shows us details of the closing arguments and how experts are chiming in on the case.
We're praying that things will work out, and let's see what the jury will decide.
The Biden family's pastor joining in a strong show of support at Hunter Biden's federal gun trial Monday, just hours before the jury began deliberating. President Biden's son faces 3 charges accused of illegally buying and possessing a gun while abusing or being addicted to drugs. He has pleaded not guilty. In court Monday, the first 3 rows were completely filled with Hunter Biden's friends and family, including First Lady Jill Biden.
Here you have the family that's showing love and support for a person who is giving the image of being rehabilitated. And so that could be sympathetic to the jury.
But in closing arguments, the prosecution was quick to remind jurors Hunter Biden's family support shouldn't impact their decision, saying, quote, the people sitting in the gallery are not evidence, and, quote, no one is above the law. The prosecution recapping key testimony and saying the evidence against Biden was overwhelming. In his closing argument, defense attorney Abby Lowell likened the prosecution's case to a, quote, magician's trick, saying prosecutors were trying to get a conviction without showing direct evidence Hunter Biden used illegal drugs during the time period when he bought the gun. I'm Reed Binion reporting.
Former President Donald Trump completed his pre-sentencing interviews with the New York Probation Department on Monday afternoon. This is for his hush money conviction. The meeting forms part of the report the Probation Department will submit to Judge Juan Merchan to help decide Trump's punishment ahead of his sentencing.
The United Nations Security Council passed a ceasefire deal drafted by the United States aimed at halting the fighting between Israel and Hamas in Gaza. The resolution was approved overwhelmingly, with 14 of the 15 Security Council members voting in favor, Russia abstaining. President Biden outlined the plan May 31st, describing it as an Israeli initiative that would ultimately lead to a permanent ceasefire in Gaza, as well as the release of all hostages.
Got more news to get to in this final half hour. Don't go anywhere.
Still coming up, get ready to sleep in. Some of you are taking a look back over the school year for 2 Sussex County districts as they reach their last day.
And the Baltimore Orioles trying to sweep the Tampa Bay Rays. The late inning drama of this one. Stay with us on CoastTV News today.
There are many details that shouldn't be overlooked when buying or selling your coins. Mint mark, date, and condition are all factors in determining a coin's value. Don't get ripped off. Find someone reputable who can answer your questions and pay you top dollar on the spot. Look to see if they broadcast current values live and if they use Graysheet for determining your coin's value.
To learn more about Robinson's family of businesses, the coin and jewelry experts, visit Delmarava Experts on WBOC.com.
When choosing windows and doors for your home, at Pella, it's your choice. We manufacture maintenance-free vinyl, fiberglass, and wood-clad windows and patio doors, all with lifetime warranties. High-performance, energy-efficient, and loaded with options to help make your house your home. Industry-first features and benefits make living easier and increase your home's value. Visit our Experience Center or call us today to schedule your free in-home consultation, where we bring the showroom to you.
Have you ever needed some help with selection and design layout in your renovated tile bathroom project, kitchen backsplash, or any other tile project? You don't have to go across the bridge. The professionals at East Coast Tile and Flooring offer the largest selection to assist architects, designers, and homeowners on any size project in all price ranges. East Coast Tile and Flooring has the quality, knowledge, and expertise you need. Call East Coast Tile and Flooring today for a design consultation.
The big issues: abortion, civil rights, healthcare. When Trump policies were attacking our rights, County Executive Matt Meyer fought back. Now Trump is promising a national abortion ban and huge cuts to healthcare coverage. Matt's healthcare plan will reduce costs, not coverage, by increasing competition on the exchange. And Matt's plan will protect women's access to abortion, always. So call Matt Meyer. Tell him you support his plans to protect Delaware values.
6:38 on our Tuesday morning, and you can see our moving Tyndall's Casual Furniture cam in Laurel. Still showing areas of fog out there. The rain is gone, but we're still seeing residual moisture. So still some fog and some clouds out there, but we're beginning to break up the overcast. 60 in Georgetown, 61 in Milton, 64 in Bethany Beach, Rehoboth at 63. And the wind's coming out of the northeast. The clouds are clearing out temporarily as that system is moving offshore. Otherwise, we do have some more clouds back to the west. Golf forecast for today, I put it in the fair category as we are looking at some afternoon showers and storms possible. Keep an eye to the sky, 77 degrees. Call the Coast TV First Alert weather phone. It's sponsored by Baird, Mendalis, Brockstead, and Federico.
Today, South Bethany is finalizing plans for its seasonal canal cleaning. Town officials there are planning to meet at 10 a.m. and talk about reviewing the final agreement and the plan for that cleaning. They'll also be looking at a report on the latest water quality monitoring and an update on the dredging project. That's also on the agenda.
Dewey Beach is continuing to look for ways to go green. According to the town, volunteer committees have been researching ways to incorporate earth-friendly policies. So here are some of what's been worked on. In May, the town started to discuss how to maintain green space and how to improve water drainage. Back in April, Town Council approved an ordinance to create stricter penalties for improper tree removal.
Well, it's a fantastic Tuesday for some students. Today is the last day of school for Cape Henlopen School District and the Milford School District. Cape students will have a half day today until they grace the halls again in the fall. Milford students, sorry, you don't have the same benefit. You will be dismissed at normal time. Cape seniors took the stage and already moved their tassels last Tuesday at graduation. And Milford seniors did the same thing, May 30th.
Florida goalie Sergei Bobrovsky was a stonewall in Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Final against Edmonton. The former Flyers stopped all 32 shots he faced in getting a shutout win. Panthers hoping to ride Bob's efforts in Game 2 last night. Edmonton, not a good mood after Game 1, and Warren Foegele takes it out on E2 Lustier. Foegele tossed with a game misconduct for that. We're going to show this to you again. Lustier did return later in the game. This was a game that was tied at 1 going into the third. That's when Evan Rodriguez lights the lamp. He would also get the next goal as well. Rodriguez now has 3 goals in this series, just 2 games in, as the Panthers get the win. They take a 2-0 lead to Edmonton for Game 3 on Thursday.
Delmarava Sports Network from the Wawa Studios.
Good morning. The Orioles were aiming to sweep the Tampa Bay Rays down in St. Pete last night, and this game couldn't have started any better for the Birds. In the first, Gunnar Henderson says goodbye to the first pitch of the game over the center field wall for his 21st homer of the season. 1-0 Baltimore. Until the bottom of the second, Alex Jackson, a shot to right center, and it's gone. The Rays take the 2-1 lead, Tampa's first lead of the series. But then top 3, how about another bomb? This time James McCann cranks it to left center, tying the game up at 2. Top 5, runners on the corners, and Ryan O'Hearn drops it down the right field line, driving in Henderson and McCann. Orioles up 4-2, and they knock off Tampa 5-2 and complete the sweep. To high school softball, Sussex Central pitcher Madge Layfield was named the Gatorade Player of the Year for the state of Delaware. Layfield is the only pitcher in state history to record over 1,000 career strikeouts, and she capped her career with the 3rd state final appearance. The Central Arkansas commit is the 2nd straight downstate pitcher to take home the honor. Delmarva Christian's Kaylin Yoder won the award last year. That'll do it for sports. Have a great day.
We have something else for you to look forward to this week. The Berlin Bathtub Races are this Friday. The friendly races feature local businesses competing using their own designed racing bathtubs. You really have to see it to believe it. And Coast Life will have a live pre-show. That's at 4 o'clock on the Delmarva Sports Network. And then stick around after that to watch the races live on the Delmarva Sports Network on your TV or on the DSN app. Here's what's coming up today at 4 on Coast Life. Physical menus or QR code menus. What do you prefer when you go out to eat? We're hearing from you during our great debate. And Father's Day is this weekend. What did you already get Dad? If you haven't shopped yet, we have the perfect place that has everything your dad could want and need. All that and more is happening today at 4 on Coast Life.
The boardwalk's starting to dry out in Rehoboth right now after last night's rain. Good-looking day so far. I think the clouds move back in a little bit later and maybe a late-day storm and then a big warm-up late week. We're talking 90s and humidity too by Friday, but the weekend looking better. I'll have your forecast details coming up.
The house as a system approach sets FLC Energy apart from everyone. Advanced equipment like blower doors and thermal camera tests allow us to pinpoint the problem areas of your home and design solutions that last a lifetime. Before and after proof of our work allows us to offer up to $7,500 in rebates, when other experts can't. From healthy homes to insulation, crawl-space encapsulations to energy audits, call FLC for control of your home's air quality, moisture, energy efficiency, and comfort.
BB Healthcare's 1916 Club is made up of BB believers who donate $1,916 or more annually to support BB Healthcare. Established in 2016 with 39 members, the 1916 Club is now over 500 members strong, making it an annual $1 million giving club that supports BB Healthcare. Are you a BB believer? Join the 1916 Club today.
It all started with a food truck and a dream of bringing excellent street food to our community. That dream became Tiki Jack's as we know it today. From mouth-watering street tacos to our signature sandwiches and street-inspired entrees, Tiki Jack's is the ultimate destination for comfort food by the shore. Whether you're dining out with family or looking for a fun night out with friends, stop by Tiki Jack's at Rehoboth Beach today for all your street eats and brews.
Weather brought to you by Coastal Comfort Heating and Air Conditioning, dedicated to excellence in Delaware and Maryland.
Thank you for calling Coastal Comfort.
This is a complimentary call. A couple of years ago, I had my heat pumps replaced. Last night, I noticed one of them wasn't working right. Somebody was out here within a couple of hours, and it's working perfectly. I was in the service industry for 33 years. Good service is something you can't find today. It very much is appreciated. Your crew is a good crew. Really fine people are professional and they're efficient.
Coastal Comfort, a Carrier factory authorized dealer. Carrier, turn to the experts.
It's now 6:46. We're going to take a live look right now at Dover, see what's going on there. Bob, I'm just still laughing. We have a good time here on the morning show, don't we? But the weather, not much to laugh at, not much to cry at. It's just kind of here today, isn't it?
I was crying a little bit driving into work, had the steam coming up from the road page and the rain coming down, but hey, we can't complain. We needed the rain. It was a good soaking, just what the doctor ordered. My neighbor, Mike, said, this is God's water that we need. So we did get some of God's water last night. Seaford, 4,800 of an inch of rain so far today from last night's rain. Harbison, 4,300, 3,900 in Georgetown. Rehoboth, 2,700, and a little less than a quarter inch in Lewis and Dagsboro. Felt like more because it was coming down pretty hard at times. Our 5-day temperature trend, well, today is comfortable. It's 77, but we start the warming trend tomorrow to 82, 87 Thursday, and then by Friday, 92. But the heat wave is short-lived. It's only one day because then we cool back to 85 on Saturday. Temperatures now might need a light jacket out the door. 59 in Ocean Pines, Salisbury 59, as is Delmar 63, Indian River Inlet, Milton 61, and Georgetown 60 degrees. And we're looking at northeast winds, and that wind will keep us a little cooler today. Now we're seeing things clearing out after last night's rain, but I think that's temporary. There's that system moving offshore, but there are more clouds filling in across I-95 and farther to the west. So I think it will cloud up a little bit today. As we have high pressure, we have this northeast flow, so I think we could see a sea breeze set up, a sea breeze front, giving us an isolated late day storm. Here's Futurecast this morning, warming through the 60s and 70s. Here come those clouds by 1 o'clock. We're in the low 70s inland area, so we'll be cooler, some 60s at the beaches. I think some beach locations warm into the 70s, mid 70s inland, and then that isolated shower or thunderstorm along that sea breeze front into the evening hours, and then it goes away after sunset. Then overnight, mainly clear skies and cool by tomorrow morning into the mid to upper 50s, a little warmer at the beaches. And then tomorrow, I think we're in the 70s and low 80s, mainly dry conditions and looking pleasant into Wednesday evening, and comfortable humidity levels the next couple of days, but it goes into the muggy range, even humid range by Friday, and that concerns us a little bit as the future feels like temperatures as we go into Thursday afternoon, warming up mid to upper 80s, and then those feels like temperatures Friday even worse, low to mid 90s. You know, we've got the bathtub races in Berlin then, and it's going to be hot, so make sure you dress accordingly. Paul Davis 7-day forecast, 77 today with that stray storm, and then warming through the 80s Wednesday and Thursday, 92 Friday, maybe some late day storms with the front, but then looking better for the weekend, 85 Saturday, and Father's Day looking good, mostly sunny 82, and then it's back to 87 on Monday and partly cloudy.
Thank you so much. This morning, an 18-year-old driver from Maryland facing multiple charges after a car chase ended in a rollover on Route 1 in Milton. According to police, on June 8th, it was just after 11:15 p.m., a Ford Ranger was seen by troopers driving fast with no headlights on. Police tried to pull the driver over, but the driver did not stop. Troopers say as the Ford approached the intersection of Sylvan Acres Road, it then ran off the road. It overturned multiple times and finally came to a stop in the southbound lane of Route 1. Police say the 18-year-old was ejected from the window while the car overturned, but surprisingly, that person is okay.
Dewey Beach's municipal election is scheduled for September, but there are some key dates that are coming up. August 22nd is the candidate filing and voter registration deadline. Then on August 26th, absentee voting begins. You will be able to cast your vote at the town hall and can request ballots by mail, and absentee voting will close on September 20th at noon. Then finally on the 21st, that is the election day. You can vote at the Dewey Beach Life Saving Station between 10 a.m. and 6 p.m.
Later this month, there will be some new requirements to follow for Delaware's car seat law. Now, starting June 30th, kids that are less than 2 years old and 30 pounds must ride in a rear-facing car seat. Further, children under the age of 4 and 40 pounds must ride in a harnessed car seat. If you need to install a car seat and you need some help ahead of the law being effective, Dewey Beach Police are offering free inspections and training. If you're interested in this, all you have to do is call the department and set up an appointment.
I have some programming changes on CoastTV later this week to tell you about. We are Delmarava's home for the U.S. Open. Coverage starts Friday at 1 p.m. And then at 7 p.m., tune into Jeopardy. And at 7:30, it will be NBC Nightly News with Lester Holt.
Time is now 6:50 this morning. We're going to check in with our coastal pet of the day.
Today's coastal pet of the day is this dog who wastes no time taking what he wants. This curly cutie jumped at the chance to bask in the sunshine comfortably as soon as their owner got up. Snooze, you lose. I know that phrase, Paige. This dog was submitted to us by Riley in Millsboro. My cats do that when I get out of bed. Poof, they're right in where I used to be.
My dogs do that too. Yeah. Hey, we want to keep seeing all your pets on Delmarava. Keep sending us photos and telling us what makes your pets so special.
Scan the QR code at the top of your screen, submit your furry friend to Coast TV News, and then watch weekdays from 5 to 7 a.m. to see all the pets we feature.
In the wake of last night's rain, we're seeing some fog out there on our camera in Laurel, so take it slow out there. It's still a little wet, some puddles to deal with. Otherwise, we're looking at cooler conditions today, maybe a spotty shower or thunderstorm. Then the warm-up begins tomorrow, really warm by Friday. In fact, hot, and then a cooler weekend. I'll have your 10-day forecast coming up next.
Whether it's your first time betting or you've been gambling for years, have a plan and know the game. Be aware of the rules and odds before you gamble. Set a budget and never gamble with money you can't afford to lose. Take a break and consider teaming up with trusted friends to help you stick to your budget. Remember, if you or a loved one has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER 24/7 or go to helpmygamblingproblem.org for free confidential services.
Discover the lodges of coastal Delaware, featuring 2 exceptional communities with one goal: life your way. The life at the Lodge at Truett Homestead is like being on vacation every day, featuring worry-free independent living and unparalleled amenities with the convenience of a monthly rental community. Moving right down the road, experience refreshing coastal living at the Lodge at Historic Lewis, offering independent living, assisted living, and our Compass Memory Care program. Engage in vibrant activities, build lasting connections, and savor each moment. Visit our website or call today to learn how to make the Lodge lifestyle yours.
Researching a new HVAC system or water heater can be like buying a car. Let Chesapeake Home Services take the guesswork out of your homework. Test drive a new system, and if you're not completely satisfied for any reason and we can't fix it, we'll buy it back. Plus, we'll include our bumper-to-bumper warranty, 10-year parts, 10-year labor, and a 10-year maintenance plan. To learn more, call us or visit us at ChesapeakeHomeservices.com.
For service sure to make you smile, they always go the extra mile.
Have you visited Tyndall's Casual Furniture this season?
Come see us!
Why shop online when you can explore Delmarava's exclusive Pollywood dealer in person? See the finishes, feel the fabrics, and even sit on the furniture. From polymer to aluminum, wicker and epay, bring home the perfect blend of quality and design with Tyndall's, crafted to enhance your lifestyle. All of our furniture comes with professional assembly, and take advantage of our in-house white glove delivery. Tyndall's Casual Furniture, Delmarava's outdoor furniture experts.
The most incredible shopping on the beach, Bloomy Boutique. Fashion, jewelry, and accessories as cool as an ocean breeze. You'll love this place. We put a smile on your face. You'll love this place. It's Bloomy Boutique. Fashion, jewelry, accessories, and fun. Bloomy Boutique.
Visit Blooming Boutique with 4 convenient locations, 2 in downtown Lewis, Long Neck, and Milford.
It's now 6:54. It's time for some things you need to know before you go. Baltimore's Fort McHenry Channel fully restored, according to the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. The channel was restored to its original operational dimensions of 700 feet wide, 50 feet deep for commercial maritime transit throughout the Port of Baltimore. This all comes after the collapse on March 26th. About 50,000 tons of bridge wreckage have already been removed from the Patapsco River so far.
This morning, police still investigating after a 17-year-old girl was shot in Ellendale Sunday afternoon and later died at a hospital, according to Delaware State Police. This is at the Ellendale Community Center on North Old State Road. Troopers were called there at 4:30 p.m. They say a fight broke out. Then one person pulled out a gun and fired several shots. Also, a 19-year-old man was treated for non-life-threatening injuries.
Former President Trump completed his pre-sentencing interviews with the New York Probation Department Monday afternoon for his hush money conviction. The meeting forms part of the report the Probation Department will submit to Judge Juan Merchant to help decide Trump's punishment ahead of his sentencing.
The United Nations Security Council has passed a ceasefire deal drafted by the United States aimed at halting the fighting between Israel and Hamas in Gaza. The resolution was approved overwhelmingly with 14 of the 15 Security Council members voting in favor. Russia abstained. President Biden outlined the plan on May 31st, describing it as an Israeli initiative that would ultimately lead to a permanent ceasefire in Gaza, as well as the release of all hostages.
Well, a ride based on Disney's first Black Princess opens to the public June 28th in Orlando, Florida.
Yeah, this replaces the decades-old Splash Mountain attraction, beloved by many Disney fans, yet also widely criticized.
Yeah, so here's a preview. If you haven't guessed it yet, the new ride is inspired by the movie The Princess and the Frog and the heroine Tiana. The structure of the log flume ride has not changed.
The original Splash Mountain ride first opened at Disneyland in 1989 and at Disney World in Tokyo Disneyland in 1992. That one was based on the characters from Song of the South.
I wish we could have both.
That was one of my favorite rides when I go there on a hot day, get a little cool.
Well, at least you can still do that.
Yes, right.
Yeah, boom, there it is.
There we go.
Okay, that's fine. We'll take it. All right. Well, it's almost 6:57. Time for a quick look at your forecast before you head out the door.
Yeah, pleasant, comfortable. Yeah. Take your pick on adjectives for describing what we are right now weather-wise, Bob.
Yeah, and we really freshened things up, guys, after the rain we picked up overnight. But do watch out for areas of some fog this morning, some of that steam still rising up, and still some puddles, but we're drying it out. Some sunshine this morning. Then clouds again this afternoon. Could see a few showers and thunderstorms again possible this afternoon. Nothing to the degree like we saw last night. Paul Davis 10-day forecast. Warm-up begins tomorrow, 82. Sunshine Thursday, 87. Then Friday's the hot day, 92, but feeling warmer with the humidity and some late-day storms. It cools off for the weekend. Sunshine Saturday, 85. 82 on Sunday, so Father's Day looking pretty good, but then it warms right back up again next week, 87 Monday, and then back into the low 90s and staying dry Tuesday and Wednesday.
All right, Bob, thank you. And thank you all for joining us here on CoastTV News Today.
And don't forget that today's show's coming up moments from now at 7 a.m.
And of course, we'll be back with CoastTV midday at 11, so stick around.
And for even more news and coverage you can count on, download our apps. Have a great Tuesday morning, everybody.
When you're at the beach, the priority is having fun with your family. And when you got a full house, let us handle the food and bring Bethany Blues to you. From our award-winning barbecue to specialty dishes and family-style options, we have something special for your group. Let Bethany Blues bring the good times home to you.
Did you know after the fourth missed mortgage payment, pre-foreclosure starts and you're headed to auction? This will ruin your credit and make it hard to buy or even rent in the future. To stop the foreclosure, look into a loan modification, file bankruptcy, or call a professional home buyer. You don't have to lose your home, but you do have to act fast. Delmarava Dave is here to help. For more information about Delmarava Dave, visit delmarvaexperts.com.
Enhance your summertime state of mind with Johnson Seed and Feed. Locally sourced trees, plants, ornamentals, and mulch. And folks that know the land. Keep your Delmarva lawn happy with our lawn checklist and our custom Eastern Shore blend. Your bare feet will thank you. Call ahead to pre-order, pick up curbside, get it delivered, or just come by for pet supplies and so much more. And you'll be singing about our selection for the birds. Summertime's sweeter when you buy local at Johnson Seed and Feed.
Introducing Signatures, the most unique restaurant and event venue at the beach, showcasing exceptional and stunning views of our golf course. Sit back with a local craft brew after your round at one of our indoor or outdoor bars. Meet up with your friends and enjoy a game of bocce by the fire pits, or play a game of golf, football, soccer, or